Well, here I am at 420 for 420 Tarot. I wonder who is out there waiting for me to do a 420 Tarot reading. I know that I've been inconsistent with this recently, and I apologize about that. I have been involved in making our next best step. And so Grim and I have been out and about doing a bit of shopping and just perusing and trying to figure out what is headed our way, what we're doing next. And so I'd like to be more consistent with this 420. So keep your fingers crossed that I'm able to do so. It's something I enjoy doing with you every day. So I'm just going to keep yapping to myself while I wait for a few more people to show. Hi, Patricia. I want to know how your friend is doing. I know that it's super cold there with lots of snow, so you've been on my mind. And your kitty cats, too. So I'll just get my tarot cards shuffled here. I tend to shuffle 7 times. I've already shuffled a few. You know, I don't know if you read tarot or not, or how that all transpires for you, but I've learned that the best way to read tarot is just to get right in there and just start reading it. Like, there's no specific right way to do it or wrong way to do it. And I feel like there's somebody out there right now that's like been sitting on a tarot deck or something, waiting for the right class to show up or the right moment. Thank you, Grim. To show up. I don't think so. I think that it's just a matter of you giving it a go. The things that I do when I read for you are they're not things that I was necessarily taught by anybody. They are things that I have learned myself, little techniques and things that I do, like shuffling 7 times. That's just one of my things. Hold on here. I'm trying to see who else is here with me. Ta-da! Ta-da! Oops, now I've just lost. What did I do? I pushed the wrong button. Sorry about that. A tech person I am not. Gussie, quit reading my mail. Am I reading your mail? What do you mean? Your mind, maybe? If I can read your mail from here, that's something else. That's a real different type of psychic skill, isn't it? I hope I never get that one. I have enough of my own mail to deal with. I don't want to have to read other people's mail as well. Wouldn't that be a horrific thing? Okay. So, just taking a moment to ground ourselves and remembering that we are here as one group right now, one solid unit in this space, in this time. We call upon the divine God, Goddess energy, Mother, Father energy. We call upon spirit guides, ancestors, past lives. I ask for guidance and clarity that we may make our next best step. As it is, so it shall be. Okay. I don't know if the rest of you have felt it. The last few days have been a little bit rocky. First, we had the whole full moon energy rolling in, and that was intense. Beautiful last Thursday. Beautiful, but intense. And I know a lot of people are affected by Susan, I would love to tell you about that. If I get, what I usually do here at 420 Tarot is not a reading for every person like that. I draw one card and it's meant to be a message for all of us. If you'd like to contact me on Gussie Dupp or even through AJ Gardner, either one, it's me. I'm both people. I'd be glad to give you a reading in private. You can also go to our website and book through that way. I'd be glad to. Okay. Hey, Grim.
Yes?
I could probably use your assistance.
How's that?
Okay. The card for the day is the King of Swords. Okay. So what I am sensing with this particular card for us it's been a long, cold winter. And we're not over. It's not over yet. Some of us, that means literally. Some of us, are quite literally engulfed in snow right now. And so what I feel, though, is that we are making progress. We are making progress slowly. It is like, yesterday was Imbolc. We finished that up today in celebration. We are looking forward to the sunlight returning to longer days ahead. We've been standing guard for quite a while, haven't we? We've been standing at high alert, waiting for something to come our way, not sure what it's going to be. As 2020 unfolded, it was quite, it was like so many things were sort of announced in 2020 that it was just the year of revelations, wasn't it? Ooh, I never thought about that. There was a lot of truths that came out in 2020. I think we're continuing that journey of putting the pieces in order, putting things together. One of the things that gets in our own way of making progress in this area for ourselves is that we're still so guarded. Realize we've all been hurt, right? I mean, not just this last year. There've been a lot of things that have gone on in our lives that have brought us to this point where we are feeling almost at the end of our rope, but also like there's something new on the horizon. Well, realize we stand at the end of an era. We stand at the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. So like the King of Swords, we have to go in this with a logical state of mind. We have to think things through. We have to know that what we are doing is for our greatest and highest good. And we also know that the next step that we take needs to also benefit our community around us. That first we need to make sure our own oxygen mask is on, that our own feet are on level ground, and then we start helping other people. That makes sense. Of course, this can be a problem if you're an overthinker. Because sometimes what we do when we overthink is we tend to wait too long to really activate the next best step. And then sometimes what happens is it's passed you by. The option has left or had you done something different at this one juncture, the outcome would have been different. Now, there's no way really of predicting the future, is there? Not really. I mean, I can read tarot cards. I can use my pendulum. I could get out my crystal ball, whatever. I can gaze. I can predict. I can connect. But just the mere fact that you are aware of something changes how the outcome is affected in the next moment. So once your awareness or you're awakened to something, there's really no looking back, is there? Think about the time that you realized that there was more to spirituality than what you had been taught as a child. Think about that, when you knew that there was more to it than just every Sunday visiting and singing some hymns in the church. I don't know who that is for necessarily. I feel like actually several people that's hitting home on. But don't become so guarded in these changing times that you don't allow some of the natural flow to happen with you. That's not very, those words don't seem to make sense to me. So let me see if I can get a clear answer. We tend to often overthink the potential outcomes in situations. A lot of us call that, and as a matter of fact, I just had a conversation with someone about this a couple days ago. Better like prepare for the worst, or plan for the worst, and then whatever happens is what happens. Like if you're prepared for the worst to happen, then anything that comes along is something that you can handle. But I challenge you to stop preparing for the worst every single time. Let's start thinking about being able to heal ourselves. Let's start thinking about being able to turn the ship around to go in another direction. Let's start thinking about we don't have to end in civil war in the United States. Let's start thinking about we can go through this this spiritual gateway, this portal, this dimensional shift that we're going through. We can get through it with the knowledge that we have let go of the baggage that we need to let go of in this 3D realm, and that we are moving forward with the flow, not so guarded at the gate that we're not going to let anything through. That has served itself well to a point, but now we've got to start trusting in spirit. We've maybe call that faith if you want to. Faith in and trust in yourself, and knowing what your next best step is, and knowing that moving forward, as long as you're doing it with integrity and understanding of the people that are with you, that are looking up to you, that depend upon you, as long as the outcome for everyone has its greatest potential, how can your next best step be the wrong one? I know that sometimes being the king means that you have to make the hard decisions, and I feel like some of us will experience that. I feel that we are going to be asked to make a choice between things. I'm not sure what that means, but it feels like a choice between standing up for what you believe or continuing to live a life that feels as if it's guided by someone else, not your choice. That is specifically sent out. There's somebody really, really wrestling with this right now, like deeply, kind of stuck in a rut, not sure which way to go, arms folded across the chest, really just determined that something's going to happen, guards at the gate. But because there's so much going on, the natural flow of this gentle. It really is, this transition on the earth is really gentle. It's just that we have so many little systems and flaws and little damages, little nicks on our energy field that it needs to heal and kind of lighten itself and bring itself up with this natural ascension process that we're going through. And listen, I know I sound a little goofy sometimes when I talk like this, but I really feel like it's time to get out of your own way. I know you've been making the decisions. I know it's gotten you really far, and you've lived a fairly well protected life, considering. But you've also got this ice around you, and I think the lesson here for all of us is to know when it is that we need to trust ourselves and to let that ice melt a little bit. You know, when you hear the truth from someone, you can almost feel it to your bones. Start acknowledging that instead of just kind of passing it off as something that you always experience it. Realize that it's a message from your higher self. It's not just one of those, for example, it took me a while to realize that when I sneeze during a reading, it means that I haven't actually acknowledged or invited in those entities and spirits that have been, or call them spirit guides, call them angel guides, whatever you want, my higher self, my past lives, whatever you want to call it. They've been waiting there for me. They've been waiting. They've been helping silently in the quiet, in the background, while I sorted through my human existence and kind of put things into place. Here I am now, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with them on the other side. I'm so blessed to be able to feel their energy with me. And sometimes I just jump right into these readings when in actuality, I do need to take a moment to acknowledge my connection to them and their connection to me, because together we're stronger, and so are you. But if we don't let that energy through, the universe will remind you for a while, gently. But if you're not really listening, it starts to become more difficult. I'm also feeling like there's a lot of you, we need to talk about this maybe on our next 420, because I'm feeling kind of tired. But because there's a lot of angry issues out here. I feel a lot of people are kind of they're tired, scared. Things are changing, and change is good, but change is also difficult. I mean, we are creatures of habit, and we like things to stay the way they are. That way we know what to expect. We have our safe den. But that's kind of falling away. A lot of people are making changes in their relationship, in their environment. I feel like there are more dreams that are more relevant, and it's almost like you're more acutely aware of what's happening in your dream. It's not just, it's more of a lucid moment. The veil is so very thin, and the need for sleep is less. Some of the pains that we're feeling, some of the dizziness, the kind of off-centeredness, those are all very common. And I need you to know that a lot of what you're feeling is part of this ascension process. And I tell people that, and I know that people love me and they listen and they say, oh yes, Gussie, it's part of the ascension. But then you go out and you get a pain somewhere in your gut, and instead of like taking a moment to breathe it through and think, this is an energy shift, I can just let this flow through. I don't need to block the energy or hold on or get scared. It's just an energy shift. But instead, what we do is we start dropping these blocks. It can't be, this better not be. I've been waiting for this illness for 25 years. Now it's finally happening. I'm not saying those illnesses don't exist. I experienced the same thing myself in November. and part of December. But I also know, allowing myself to be in the flow, I feel more connected to spirit, less connected to the pains that I was experiencing here. I'm trying to handle it differently than before, and I encourage you to. That King of Swords card, he is a mighty server. He takes care of his community. He is steadfast and strong. And those are admirable qualities. But when you stand in that place for so long and you quit taking care of yourself, when you have such walls around you that you can't really feel anything because you just let everything glance off of you, that's not really living. If you're so worried that you're going to be ill and caught up in an illness cycle, I suggest that you do some thinking about what part of that illness is serving you in its highest and best manner, and what can you let go. I really believe that we are more in control than we remember that we are. And on that note, I hope you all have a lovely night. I haven't been reading any of these messages here, but I will go back and read what you guys have been saying. Thanks for joining me on 420. I need to get more 420. I'm a little bit out. So there's an errand for tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, please like and share. And if you have any questions, you can find me on the Purple Door, or Covened Up, or the Grimoire of Gussie Grey Witch, or just AJ Gardner. Stay magical, guys. Love you.